Why are we using marginalized identities as bulletproof vests for mediocre movies and books? Lately, pointing out plot holes, wooden dialogue, or lazy world building gets you branded as a punching bag. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, and So a negative review drops. An outrage bait goes viral. The right-wing rage machine shows up on cue, screaming slurs. With the loudest defenders on the left feel morally obligated to defend the product, even if they privately agree it sucks, which conveniently drowns out the nuanced middle. The results? Mediocre art gets insulated. Now, calling out bad writing in a film with an LGBT lead or a black director, and suddenly you're not criticizing the script, you're antagonized an entire marginalized community. Wham! But that's not criticism. That's a minority strawman, and it's killing art. Valid, technical critique gets reframed as personal bigotry. Here's how it works. A studio releases a movie. The craft is weak. Flat characters, predicted twists, zero thematic depth. But the marketing department has already wrapped the entire project in identity politics. Diverse casting becomes the invisible shield. Any negative reviews is immediately reframed, "You only hated it because the hero was gay, a woman, non-white, me." Valid technical criticism, structure, pacing, and dialogue gets swamped out for accusations of personal bigotry. The conversation ends before it even begins. Studios love this tactic. This is corporate psyop at its best. They know one well-placed press release about representation in the workplace turns every criticism into a potential bigot. Quality becomes optional. Identity becomes the only metric that matters. This is the current trend. Bait reactionary outrage so that any substantive critique gets buried under the noise. The studio wins twice. Once from the guaranteed clicks, again because genuine artistic discussion is now radioactive. We've reached the point where demanding excellence is treated as gatekeeping. That's a trap. It's not progress. So how do we dismantle the minority strawman? Simple rule. Separate aesthetic failure from cultural representation. You can love the existence of a black mermaid and still say the script is derivative, boring, and superficial. You can celebrate a trans protagonist and still call the third act twist lazy, predictable, and honestly stupid. The creator's identity is relevant to whether the camera work is sloppy or the themes are half-baked or non-existent. Critique the craft, story structure, character arcs, visual language, thematic coherence. Do it rigorously, do it fairly, and refuse to let anyone left or right weaponize identity as a shield against the scrutiny. True inclusivity doesn't mean lowering the bar. It means holding every artist in the same high bar, no exceptions. Because when we protect mediocrity in the name of representation, we're not helping marginalized creators. We're patronizing to them. You're just a gap to fill, a box to check. You're not treating them as people, you're not treating them as an equal, and that's what makes it racist. Demanding better stories, not better PR. Call bad writing what it is, even when the writer looks like you, or especially when they don't. Art improves only when allowed to tell the truth about it. That's how we keep inclusivity real and keep art excellent. Drop your thoughts below. Have you ever held bad critique because of identity trap? Let's talk. Subscribe for more unfiltered cultural critiques. Back to the realm.